The Jazz trading Jordan Clarkson and Lauri Markkanen. The Utah Jazz are rumored to be one of the teams who are willing to make some trades at the trade deadline as sellers. One of the names that keep coming up is Jordan Clarkson. Lauri Markkanen, we'll talk about him in a little bit. His name hasn't come up in the same way, but we will talk about him because he is worth mentioning. But Jordan Clarkson's name has been swirling around, even like last year, his name was swirling around as well. And so I guess now it might actually happen. I think it makes sense for the Jazz to trade him because they are rebuilding, and he obviously does not fit that timeline. He is a win-now player, and he could definitely help out so many teams because we know Jordan Clarkson can score, get hot, and drop 30 on any given night. So it's really just a matter of, do the Jazz want to trade him? And if they do, what do they want back in return for Jordan Clarkson? We know Danny Ainge always wants a lot back. And obviously, as you know, whether you're a GM of the team or whatever, whenever you are managing, trades for your own team, you of course want, the best package back. So it's not wrong for him to always want, obviously, the best package, but we know he operates and gets some crazy packages. He got the Rudy Gobert deal. He got the Donovan Mitchell deal. So he's done a bunch of deals like that. And he was obviously with the Celtics before, and we know he's made a bunch of trades there. With all that being said, though, I think it's fairly realistic that the Jazz move Jordan Clarkson and that they can move him, because I do think that there are plenty of teams around the league who would be willing to trade for Jordan Clarkson. Again, it depends what they want, but I definitely think that this is a, feasible option. Does Jordan Clarkson want to be traded? I'm not sure. I would think that he wants to win, a championship, because that is obviously one of the goals of being in the NBA. And he is at that point, like I said, where he's win now. So I feel like it could be beneficial for both him and the team. Obviously, it also depends where they trade him. Now, for Lauri Markkanen, the rumors have not been as large because we know Lauri Markkanen has been awesome since he's been with the Jazz. And the reports have basically been that he's not really on the table. Like, he's not available for a trade unless they got a package back similar to the Rudy Gobert one. And while Lauri Markkanen has been awesome, and if you think about it, to be honest, his contract is really team friendly, especially for how he's playing. Because I believe his contract is 2 years, $35 million left. Correct me if I'm wrong. But if that's the case, that's super team friendly, especially with the money, that players are making nowadays. That's really team friendly for what he does. Like, an all-star is making that kind of money. And he definitely, we know, can add value to just about every team. He does so many things that could benefit a team. The rebounding, the scoring, and he's obviously very young still. Like, he's really in his prime. What is he, 26? I don't even know if he's 26. Like, I think he might be, but the point is, like, he's in his prime of primes, playing some of his best basketball. And if the Jazz did not see a future with Lauri Markkanen, then I would understand why now is the time that they would want to trade him, because his value, can go up from here. Of course, it can get even more, but his value is at an all-time high right now, since his career started. The Jazz do have a lot of young talent, promising, bright talent. Keyonte George, Ochai Agbaji, if you watch his page, I'm a fan of his. So they have a lot of young players coming up, and Lauri Markkanen, like I said, is still young. But would you say he's on the same timeline as them? Walker Kessler as well, very good second-year player. So would we say that he's on the same timeline? That I'm not sure. He's definitely young enough to still be part of the core, but it's that when he turns, let's say he's 26 right now, because I think he is, but I don't know. So if he's 26 right now, in 4 years when he's 30, where he'll still be in his prime, as long as he stays healthy and everything, will everybody else, just assuming that, we're just doing like best case scenario here, if everybody else stays and turns into the players that they want them to, Keyonte George, Ochai Agbaji, all those players, would 4 years from now be enough for them to be a championship contender? Maybe. It also depends what other teams are willing to pay, because we know with this new CBA kicking in, well, again, it actually doesn't really apply to him because, again, his contract is really team friendly. Maybe his contract does put a team over the, second tax apron because they're already high up, But in terms of his contract, he's probably not going to put someone over the edge. I guess it's just a matter of, do the teams want to give up 4 or 5 picks like they did for Rudy Gobert, like the Timberwolves did? That remains to be seen. But Lauri Markkanen would be really good on a lot of teams. So let me know in the comments down below what you think the Jazz will do and what they should do.